What's going on, Paisano? V here, coming at you guys, well, with another market watch. You know, one thing about the market that I really love and I really enjoy is looking at cars that at one point weren't that much money and looking at the hype go up, bringing the value crazy high, and then the hype just die down. But sometimes it doesn't die down to the point where it's like back down to like $8 or $10 or $20. It'll go down like 30, and then it'll just wait there. In fact, in today's market watch, I want to tell you guys right now, one of the cards I'm going to talk about in today's market watch, at the end of the market watch, is probably my favorite card to pick up, period. I think anytime anyone goes to me and goes, hey V, what's the card of the market that nobody's talking about, nobody's looking at, nobody's caring about? What's the card that everyone will now be talking about after this video? Well, I'll have it in the end of this video, and if you guys want to join that and watch more of this amazing content, make sure to subscribe button, like button, and comment down below. Hey, comment question of the day. Do you hold one card and you're saving it and you're getting ready to make some value on that card? You every time you go out to locals or whatever, you travel, you go grab that card. What card is that for you? Comment down below and let me know. Mine's gonna be at the end of the video. Looking at Marincess and Souls at a legendary duelist magical hero. At one point, this card, not long ago, a week ago, was roughly around $130. That was the going rate from Marincess and Souls. Look at the current market price, is showing to be roughly around $104. And then when we see the card right now, it's barely holding on to $100. It's broken underneath the $100 wall. Now, before you go, well, V, this card, you know, it's still high up there and it's still value. It's still a legendary duelist card. I agree with you, but Spire players are jumping ship. Not all Spire players, of course, but some are. I mean, look over here at Spiral Double Helix. This card was hitting what? I think $10. Is fair to say the price point of this card at one point, not too long ago. Once again, a couple of weeks ago. Look at the current market price of Spiral Double Helix. Is holding a $6 price point, and then we look at it, it's $3 on the market, all over the place, by the way, all over the place. $3 for Spiral Double Helix. So once again, I think some of the Spiral players are going, you know what, Rockets look good. Some of the Spiral players are going, Dinosaurs look good to me. Some of the Spiral players are looking at Shaddoll and Vote, and they're pulling out of the Marincess and Souls, and that's what's making this card's value go down. Here's the question though, will it remain down? Or with the nuance of Master of 5 coming into the game soon, will Marincess and Souls see its way into new decks? That's a really good question, and I really don't have an answer for you guys. One thing I will say though, looking at Master of 5, it'd be really cool if Konami brought back Firewall Dragon. You can't U-Link anymore. I mean, you could try to U-Link, but you just look silly. One thing I love about Firewall Dragon is that the card price right now, the original print out of Code of the Duels, is holding a $5 market price on a banned card. Looking at it right now, Like You Played First Edition is $4 to $5 for this card with shipping included. I really do like Firewall Dragon being at this lower value. I really do like the fact that this card is a card that not only players obviously didn't want to get U-Linked with, and Konami banned it eventually and said, oh no, this is the main character show, not Firewall Dragon. They totally changed that. I love all that. But I do like with Master of 5, look at this card going, this card's an actual good contention to come off the ban list. It'll be really surprising. That's one thing Konami always does on the ban list. They always catch us off guard. Have you guys ever noticed that? Have you guys ever noticed, look at the ban list and go, oh yeah, that's okay. Why is that off the ban list? Like, Konami constantly catches us off guard on the ban list. If you don't own your copy of Firewall Dragon at the Code of the Duelist, which is the original print, you can still get the other version of Firewall Dragon, which came out in 2018 Megatins, and that's roughly around $3. But I just want to recommend to you guys, if you're out there, listen, go and get at least one copy for yourself. Don't be caught with your pants down, because if this card was to come off the ban list, this card would not be sitting around $4 to $5 for original print, $3 for 2018 print. It's not going to happen. Firewall Dragon's a great card, and I think with Master of 5, no more of that goofy U-Linking, I really can see this card coming back in the game. And I mean, yeah, maybe not immediately, maybe it might take a while, but inevitably this card will be coming back. And this is the highest rarity of the card right now. So once again, guys, if you don't own Firewall Dragon, go and grab yourself one. I think it's a really smart move to grab ban cards and put them to the side. So when they do come up the ban list and hype's shooting all over the place and the value's going crazy, you're sitting comfortable knowing you have one that you spent $3 to $5 on. Looking at Dinosaur, which is probably one of the best decks out of the YCS Vegas, Double Evolution Pill isn't doing much in the market. I mean, that's one of the main cards, is it not? Double Evolution Pill, with the only printing in Bowser Legends Light's Revenge, is holding a $15 market price. Light Plate First Editions are roughly around $15 as well. This card's not changing. I mean, I pointed out the other day with Baby Sarasaurus and how we have the Duelist League variants and how they're crazy value. But looking at Double Evo Pill, it's not changing at all. In fact, I'm really shocked to wonder if Konami's gonna have any plans to reprint a lot of these cards, like Ultimate Conductor Tyranno and Soul Eating Oviraptor, which is long overdue for a reprint. I wouldn't be surprised if in that reprint, we would see Double Evolution Pill as well. Up next, guys, we have Legendary Duelist Dragon Abyss, the booster boxes. A lot of you players always ask me, and I'll get hit on Facebook or Instagram or wherever, hey V, what sealed booster boxes should I hold? My answer to all the time to you guys is, do not, I don't care what it is, never hold a sealed booster box. There's no market for it. Zero market for sealed booster box. It's a waste of time. It's a waste of money. Crack those packs, sort those packs, hold the value there. Hold the value in your binders. Take those cards like Bingo Machine Go, which is currently selling roughly around $54. Double sleeve it that bad boy if you think it's gonna go even higher, and throw it in a deck box or throw it in a binder, set and forget about it. That's what I recommend to everybody. Grab the valuable cards, put them aside. Later on, let's say another card like, I don't know, something like Blue Eye Solid Dragon becomes like a $50 card. You can always go back and grab those cards. Sort your stuff out easily. I always recommend getting like an 800 count BCW box, put it in there, have everything sorted by monster, by traps, that way, and it'll be just a lot easier for you to go through. That's the way to do it. Do not buy sealed stuff. There's no money. No store owner, no vendor, no backpack vendor, no one that knows the market will tell you, hey, sealed, that's the way to go. It's not. It's always what's in the seal that's the way to go. Nobody wants to buy sealed stuff and hold it. Once again, it's what's in there. Retro Pack 1 probably has the most craziest value in the game right now, as a set. And nobody's going, I can't wait to buy Retro Pack 1 boxes. No, they want the specific cards in there. Just like when I do these videos, I talk about specific cards because that is where your money's going to be, not in sealed product. Hopefully I drove that home pretty well. Looking at people playing Draw and Lockbird in the main, I'm almost confused and shocked why we're not seeing people just tech-in cards like Trickstar Reincarnation. I mean, not only Trickstar Reincarnation, but imagine teching in a card like Trap Trick. So your opponent goes, he searches a card, he has it in his hand, let's say something like Terraforming, adds Magical Meltdown, and then you're like, oh, that's fun, let's have some fun now. Trap Trick's gonna get Trickstar Reincarnation, set your Trickstar Reincarnation, activate Trickstar Reincarnation, and then go, oh, by the way, Draw and Lockbird's a card, and you just blow your opponent's hand away. Against almost any deck in the game right now, that is a crazy strategy. Now, ideally, this card used to be used a lot in Trickstars. Trickstars are not really seeing as much play, but this card is still really broken. And this card in conjunction with Draw and Lockbird, it just ends games. What deck can go, no cards in my hand, all right, I'm in a good spot. Like, there's almost no deck besides what? I think Infernoids maybe that can go. I think that might have one play. So yeah, I'm kind of confused. Looking at Trickstar Reincarnation with a $6 market price, the value of the cards currently roughly around $6. Too fast. Looking at Trickstar Reincarnation original print at a coded Duelist with a $5 market price, near mint roughly around $7. So, and they're both secret rare, by the way. So I do think there's like a little space for tech. I think this card's really good in the side deck along with Trap Trick going second if you are looking to main Draw and Lockbird, because you open with Trap Trick or Trickstar Reincarnation and Draw and Lockbird. Most decks, in fact almost all decks in the game, want to search for something. Decks like Altergeist want to play Pot of Extravagance. Guru wants to go get their field spell, drop that on board to add the Guru to your hand. Shaddoll Invoke when I play Magical Meltdown. Dinosaurs literally have their own rotor for any dinosaur. Like, there's so many decks that just want to go in and want to dig in. And of course, Draw and Lockbird's ideally used against spirals. So, seeing the card like Trickstar Reincarnation, seeing the fact that it's a regular trap, seeing the fact that we have Trap Trick at 3, it's either gonna reprint, by the way. It's really interesting to note that this can really just wipe your opponent's hand out. I'm surprised no player has really figured this out yet, but this is really spicy tech. And then we have another card like Marincess Seahorse. I love this card. I'm gonna be honest with you guys, I like Marincess. I think they're really cool. I will also say that I don't own the full core Marincess, but look at that Marincess Seahorse, a card which at one point had a $169 market price, is currently holding a price point roughly around $120. I do think this card's gonna go lower in value. I think I would get more core sets, newer prismatics. Besides the main one in each of the core sets, cards like Marincess Seahorse Prismatic is gonna be going lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower and lower in value. So the question has to be asked, when's it a good time to buy the prismatics that aren't really good? Well, the answer is really hard because the values are still relatively high for prismatics, being the fact that they're relatively new. But I do think as Konami keeps making out core sets, I think everybody will have the opportunity to buy these prismatic cards at a much lower price than what even we're currently looking at right now, which I think is still too high. I think looking at a card like Marincess Seahorse and the other prismatics, I do think that the value will be low, and it's up to your preference when to go in and grab this. I'll tell you right now, I'll probably drop $100 and grab myself a playset of this card in the future. Wouldn't be surprised that happens. The rest of the Marincess core isn't that expensive as well, and eventually I'll go in and grab the rest of that as well. And that's what you gotta make when you want to look at these kind of prismatic cards. When do you want to go in and grab them? Because they do all have potential to go up in value. It only takes a little bit of hype for these cards to hit 250 again, in which the price point they were when they first came out. Then we have Salamangreat Almirage. This card just keeps going higher and higher in the market. With a $34 market price, this card's currently sitting roughly around $36 with shipping. It quickly goes over to $37 and page bombs out to roughly around $38 for Almirage. It's a one-off card, but it's still a lot of money because if you want to play Shaddoll Invoked, that's going to help you go into Purgatrio. And it's not even a question of like, do you kind of need it? It's more a question of you need this card if you want to go into Invoke Purgatrio. Then we have probably the most hotly talked card of the meta, Mystic Mine. Like, this card is not banned, and I don't know why. Looking at the new Master Rule 5, this card better be banned, because if it's not, it's gonna create a whole slew of problems that no Yu-Gi-Oh player wants to deal with. Mystic Mine was featured being played at the YCS in decks like Dinosaurs and Spirals, and it's just absolutely ludicrous that this card can still be used and abused that easily. And to be honest with you, I really would like to see this card banned. But look at Mystic Mine right now, coming out of Dark Dinosaur, with a $9 market price. The value currently for Unlimited is about $8, as well as first edition. And this card, when it first came out, Dark Dinosaur was about $2, I believe, maybe $2 to $3. And it's going even higher than what I thought it was going to go to $5 and stabilize there. No, it's hitting $8 for a super rare added Dark Neostorm. This card is way too broken and way too, I don't know, Konami, hit this card already. Like, what are you doing? Moving on to the next card, guys, we have Paleozoic Dino-Mishkas. Now, this card saw a little bit of play during Thunder Dragons. Obviously, Paleo, water control uses the water with the traps. What do you want to call it? They use this card. And looking at the OTS 1 Pack 7 version with a $4 market price, between the value stay roughly around $5. But there's only 20 price listings in the market. Now, once again, I don't own this card, but I'll tell you right now, I'm looking to pick up a playset for myself. And the reason why is because I think this card has a lot of potential. It's not only good in Thunder Dragons, which is still a good deck that everyone kind of forgot about, but when you play against it in the Yu-Gi-Oh event, you instantly realize this deck can do a lot of dumb things. Besides that, this card's also good in a deck like Invoke Shaddolls. And we're starting to see some Yu-Gi-Oh players play this card in those decks. Not only can you, when you discard this card, discard a card for Paleozoic Dino-Mishkas effect, you can proc a Shaddoll monster hitting the graveyard because of that. But looking at Dino-Mishkas, you take a face-up monster off the field. And yeah, it's pretty good in the meta of like everything that's almost a one-offs. I mean, look at Spirals. They're playing a one-of a sleeper. And if you could Dino-Mishkas a sleeper, but the minute it drops the board, that's it. Their deck becomes what? Link spam that deck? And I mean, it's not bad link spam, but if you Dino-Mishkas a sleeper, that's gonna hurt. Or any of the other Spiral cards. Up next, guys, we have Black Metal Dragon. Coming out of OTS 1 Pack 6 as a super rare. Card currently has a $5 market price, and it's just about bought out. It's about $10 right now for this card. So if you're having this card lying around, you have a $10 super rare that you need to download. Obviously, this card is used to get Variety Darkness Metal Dragon if you're looking to play Rockets. I do think Rockets are good. Obviously, I think they're definitely tier 1, and they do get better moving forward into Master Rule 5. But I think that seeing this card at $10 is just hype, just pure hype, pure everyone's getting excited, everyone's buying a ton of copies up. And I'm not even joking, if you have this and you're not playing Rockets, or even if you are playing Rockets, you might want to grab the comment and sell this. This is $10 for super rare, which is absolutely insane. Talking about Traptrick earlier, looking at it right now, Traptrick from Soul Fusion, original print, secret rare, holding a $13.50 market price. Unlimited copies are roughly around $14 as well as first edition. This card is gonna get a reprint as a common, so the value of the secret will go down for a bit. Can it come back up? Sure, absolutely. I think it will. This card's still insanely good. This card moving forward into Master of 5 can help you get you those, cards. If you don't open D barrier, you trap trick into D barrier, or you trap trick into Artifact Sanctum, and then you just shut your opponent down for the turn. So this card is going to be huge in Master Rule 5. I think this is going to be a good side deck staple card. And obviously you want to get at least 2 of these, maybe even 3 of these cards for your side deck. But for anyone out there that's debating on going in and grabbing this now, if you want to wait, which I recommend, wait, let the structure come out, let it come out common, the value of traffic goes down for the secret rare, and then you go in and buy it. That's the play to do. Don't misplay. Then we have Harvey's Feather Duster. Now, I just want to use this part of the market watch to talk about cards that I think could be in Duel Overload. Because the minute we see Feather Duster in Duel Overload, Feather Duster is coming off the ban list. And the minute we see something like Maxi in Duel Overload, spoiler alert, Maxi's coming off the ban list. So I think either one of these being Duel Overload is a good indication of them coming off the ban list. That's basically what happened when we saw Duelist Saga, which is the predecessor to Duel Overload. We got, I think it was Bionic that we saw, and then Bionic came off the ban list. Note that it came off with an errata, but it still came off the ban list because it was in Duel Saga. And looking at Duel Overload, once again, I do think the minute we get the spoiler, we'll get a good indication of what's coming off the ban list. Because if we got a huge card that's banned, like Harvey's Feather Duster, Maxi, or need I say it, Veni's Emptiness, it's a good indication of this card coming off the ban list. Little something to note, Veni's Emptiness does not have an ultra reprinting. Duel Overload will have nothing but ultra rare. So if you're looking to hold super rare or even common versions of Veni Emptiness, they might get value if they was to come up the balance, but the secrets will be where the crazy value is. Looking at current secret versions of Veni's Emptiness at a Legendary Collection 5Ds with a $13 market price is actually stabilizing roughly around $12 to almost $13 for the card. I own a couple of these. Once again, guys, it's up to you whether you want to get these now or wait. But the second we get the Duel Overload spoiler, and this card's on it, the secret is gonna spike. Same goes for Maxi. I think the ultra version Maxi is not bad. I mean, it's currently $14, sure, for the Legend Collection 5D's version of the card. But I think if Secret Rare and Ultimate Rare are gonna be the ones that is gonna spike. I think Ultimate Rare Maxi is gonna hit some insanely dumb numbers. Looking at Maxi Ultimate Rare right now, for anyone who wants to know, it has a $193 market price. Looking at it, it's about $300. So you gotta realize there's people out there right now holding a $300 card, and when this card was I think it was $140 about a month or two ago. People were like, V, it's not coming off the ban list. And then a couple of market watches after that, I said, listen guys, whether it comes off the ban list or not, it's a marked card. The OCG has it, we're probably going to get it. The hype is holding this card at $300. So you're like, V, the card's not coming off the ban list at $140. Okay, the card's at $300. Well, it's not coming off the ban list. You're missing the point. The card went from $140 to $300. Yeah, but it's not coming off the ban list. Dude, the minute it hits $600, is that when you're gonna go, oh, I wish I got it at $140. That's what I'm pointing at for you guys. Whether or not it comes off the ban list, to me, at this point, means nothing. It's the hype of this card alone. This card's not going down in value, it's only going up in value. Even though it's not being taken after putting on the ban list, it's still going higher and higher in value. One thing I want to note about Maxi, the secret rare at a Storm of Ragnarok, the unlimited copies last time we looked at it were pretty cheap. Looking at Maxi at a Storm of Ragnarok holding a $25 market price. Let you play unlimited versions of the card are roughly around $26. If you want to get a first edition version, that's where the value is, the money for the card. A first edition version of this card is going to run you, for lightly played, about $45. I mean, you spend an extra buck, you get it near mint for Maxi. For the secret rare. Now, once again, this is all the speculation that this card was going to get reprinted in Duel Overload, as well as Veni's Emptiness, and of course, Harvey's Feather Duster, which is very unique. Obviously, you got the TP81 Super Rares being $644. That's insane. But then again, we have Prismatics are hitting that number, so it's looking less insane. But the Stairway to Destiny Duel versions are about, they're getting higher. The promo version of the card with a $24 market price of the Stairway to Destiny Duel. Harvey's Feather Duster, let me see. I should have did this before I started recording. I'm just click on lightly played and near mint copies. So lightly played and near mint copies of the card, OCG, okay. They're roughly around $14. Just slowly going up. This card has a price point normally of $12, but now we're seeing it slowly go up. For the prismatic version, or the promo version, which prismatic version of Harvey Feather Duster. We also have two secret rares that are roughly around 11 to 12 bucks as well. And then we have Starfall rares and then the regular Battle Pack Epic Dawn black rares that are like $7, which isn't bad. But once again, if this was going to get an ultra reprint, what would be value? Definitely the secret rares, but more importantly, the prismatic version promo at a Stairway to Destiny Duel. That would hold the highest value. Of course, you got the $600 one. That's probably the overall highest value. So I just want to throw those your way, guys. Once again, looking at Duel Overload, looking at Duel Saga, and seeing what happened with Duel Saga and how a card came off the ban. Well, Duel Saga had cards that were banned, and all of a sudden, They came off the ban list, also Imperial Order as well. Looking at Duel Overload, I wouldn't be surprised if the same exact thing happens. It would not faze me. I just want to make sure you guys are on the same train of thought I am when looking at Duel Overload. That's why the spoiler of Duel Overload is so insanely important. Because we know, I'm almost guaranteed and convinced that we're going to see cards that are currently banned on Duel Overload. The question is, what's it going to be? And the minute we find out what's it going to be, you better go on here and you better have your higher rarity copies of the card beyond ultra rare that Duel Overload's going to be. Because this is going to be where you're going to see the most value, the highest price spikes in the market. Shaddoll and Prism Mirror is another card I forgot to mention early in the market. I want to throw it in for you guys. I was going to mention it yesterday, and yeah, I don't know why I forgot about that, but this card's kind of cool. I mean, right now we have Skill Drain at 1, but looking at Shaddoll and Prism Mirror with a $3 market price, late played for the dual tournament version is $3. This is the highest rated, by the way, version of the card. Negate all Dark Monster effects active in the field or in the graveyard. For you guys that don't know about this card that much, this card was really good back in the Shaddoll format. Yes, they can still go into Construct. And yes, Construct will definitely maintain its effect. But if you're looking to play a deck that stops Shaddolls, and you don't want to play Skill Drain, because obviously that card's not good for your deck, you might want to consider playing Shaddoll and Prism Mirror, because this card's insane against a Shaddoll matchup. Now, I shouldn't be telling you this, because I'm playing Shaddoll Invoked, and this is definitely going to start making its way to meta. I think this card is a shoo-in to be a meta-consistent card for a lot of you guys out there. Looking at Shaddoll and Prism Mirror, you stop Winda, you stop basically every Dark Shaddoll monster's effect in the graveyard, including, and more importantly, Shaddoll Dragon. Now, I mean, yes, Shaddolls have a way to get around this. They can play Shaddoll Al Capone, and they can bring it out, activate its effect to blank this card out. Sure, they can definitely do that, but real talk, the odds of that happening isn't as easy as it is flipping a Shaddoll and Prism Mirror as a floodgate card against your opponent who is playing Shaddolls. The minute they go Shaddoll Fusion, and they send 2 cards in the graveyard to bring out a win and lock you out, that Shaddoll and Prism Mirror is going to get you back into the game. So I do like this card a lot. It's a $3 card currently right now, roughly for the dual tournament version. If you don't want to spend for the higher rarity version, no big deal. It has a lot of purchases, including the Turtle Pack Rare, which is like 37 cents. A bunch of commons as well, so you can easily get this card and try it out at your locals. I think this card's a blowout card. Once again, for those wanting to run Skill Drain but not having to deal with Skill Drain on your side of the field, I think this is probably the greatest card for you guys. Also, of course, note it good against Burning Abyss, but you got to go first, flip it against them. They can still play around it pretty easily, Burning Abyss, but they have to give you resources. And they're giving resources to get rid of one card. Then it's like Nibiru against Spirals. If you're giving me resources to deal with this one card, that means you're not doing what you want to do with your deck, which helps me out as your opponent. Look at Shaddoll and Prism Mirror, I think it's the same thing. If you have to overextend, or you have to go to Al Capone and try to resolve that effect in order to stop my Shaddoll and Prism Mirror, and especially if I have 2, you're screwed. But if you're trying to do that, the game's over. I pretty much lock you out. Is Al Capone even a dark? I don't even want to look, but you know what I'm talking about. Maybe I think Al Capone is dark. I could be wrong. Anyway, this is a good card against Shaddolls. I think it's a highly underrated card. And of course, your opponent can still play the Invoke part of the deck, but the whole Shaddoll package is blocked out by 1 card, which is, once again, insane. So, going back to my common question of the day that I asked you guys in the beginning of this video, I asked what 1 card that you're going to be looking at, that you're trying to hoard up as much as possible. And a lot of you players do it secretly, but I'm very open about what I do. And why would you want this 1 card? What's your reasoning? Well, my 1 card is very simple, paisanos. It's Scapegoat. This card is the card. I ranted and raved about it not too long ago. I'm gonna say a couple of months ago, and I'm gonna rant and rave about it right now. This card is a card everyone should be going in and grabbing as much as possible, as fast as possible. Why, you ask? Because GOAT format. The format is named after Scapegoat. It's actually named after the card. Some decks play 2 of this card, some decks play 3 of this card. It's a really good card. Now, yes, you could go ahead and point out other cards like Metamorphosis being a high value card, and all these other cards are spiking high in the market. But the reason why nobody's really going in and buying Scapegoat Ultimate Rare coming out of OTS Tournament Pack 8, because it recently came out of OTS Tournament Pack 8. Give it a while. As we move away from OTS Tournament Pack 8, the value of Scapegoat is going to increase. It's used in GOAT format. Currently limited in the game of Yu-Gi-Oh, the actual game we all play. This card, at one point when it was at 2 and 3, we're seeing a lot of meta play. Could it come off the ban list? I think one day, sure. Not today. Definitely not the next ban list. But I do think one day it can come off the ban list. But can this card go up in value because of GOAT format? Yeah. Oh, but then there's nobody out there who's going Scapegoat in GOAT format? crazy talk. This card ain't gonna go high in value. Now, some of you might be thinking, well, V, what's the highest rarity of Scapegoat? Well, unless Konami brings back ghost rare cards, this is the highest rarity version of Scapegoat. Once again, added OTS on pack 8 with a $28 market price. The value is stabilizing at 28 with this one listing. After that, it quickly goes to 29. It bottoms out on page 1 at $34. Notice there's no walls on page 1. I mean, you got a 3 and you got 11 here, which is kind of the wall, but after that 11's gone, not many walls on page 1. There's a 7 wall at $39 on page 2. And then when we go to page 3, there's only 2 copies left on page 3 that are $49. I own 6 of these, and I always try to make sure if I see this in a binder, to get this in a trade. I think this card's really good. And I do think a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players are missing a beat on a card like Scapegoat because it has so much potential. You gotta realize, guys, those Yu-Gi-Oh players playing Yu-Gi-Oh now, or considering especially playing Gold format now, that once again Metamorphosis, in case anyone forgot, that the chance and opportunity for them to buy Metamorphosis Super Rare has long been done. It's long gone. Zero. So let's say Yu-Gi-Oh play comes in right now and goes, I want to play Gold format. Metamorphosis, I want Gold format max rarity. Metamorphosis is $265. They never had a chance to go in and grab this card when it was lower. And by the way, at one point in the game, this card was dirt cheap. I'm talking like 20 bucks, 30 bucks each one. Now it's $265. It's not called Metamorphosis format, it's called Gold format. Well, I do think that as time goes on this game, as we pull away from OTS on pack 8, and as we move on, and I'm talking maybe even years maybe, Yu-Gi-Oh players are gonna wanna play, of the future, are still gonna wanna play Gold format because it's such a good format. Well, if they want to play Gold format, obviously one of the high rarity cards they're going to need is going to be Scapegoat. And I like Metamorphosis, that I do feel like this value could be easily just subterfuged by Konami just releasing a prismatic version of the card, or an ultra rare version of the card, or even a secret version of the card, and then there goes super rare versions of Metamorphosis, or even more funnier, Konami releasing another super rare version of Metamorphosis, just dropping it on us in like a subset. Then the value of this card makes almost no sense. Looking at something like Scapegoat, Konami can't go, here's another ultimate rare Scapegoat. They just can't do it. I mean, yes, there's always a chance they could reprint Scapegoat in a new OTS pack or whatever the pack is called at the time. They could definitely do that, but the odds of it are astronomically low. And I do think Scapegoat is going to be the money card of the format for Scapegoats. I don't think it's going to be Metamorphosis. I think Konami can easily, and I mean easily, reprint Metamorphosis and just kill the value of this card that fast. But you can't kill Scapegoat because it's an ultimate rare card. So that's what I want to point out to you guys. That's the card I'm looking at. I'm hoarding. That's the card I think, if you ever see me at Yu-Gi-Oh event, you go, V, what's the card nobody knows about? That's the one. Because I do think it's a hidden card that nobody's really focusing on. Because why would you want to focus on this card? I mean, think about it. We're on Master of 5. We're on Duel Overload coming out. We're on Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals. We're on the YCS at Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds, which could be amazing. I can't wait to go to that event. We're on so many things happening so fast that Konami's kind of making it hard for a lot of you players looking into the future. Looking into the future market. So looking at the future market, the V over here, your fellow Paisano, gonna remind you guys that this card right here is all you need for the future market. This card is dirt cheap right now, just like at one point Metamorphosis was dirt cheap. The difference is it's Scapegoat format, not Metamorphosis format. Anyway, Paisanos, it's your boy V. I really appreciate you guys watching my videos. Thank you so much. Hit the like button, comment down below, and if you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. I do market watches as much as possible. I'm looking forward to doing a lot of vlogs on this channel, and yeah, man, I'm really excited about the new content I have coming up for you guys, as well as traveling to all these events. And Konami is just shotgunning them. They're just really knocking out the park with all these amazing events. We just recently had YCS 3VD in Texas, and now we're gonna have Charlotte, which I'm going to be going to. Don't know about Hartford, Connecticut. I'm debating on it. Definitely not going to California, but I am looking forward to going to Yu-Gi-Oh! Nationals in Orlando, Florida, and then you got Minnesota for Yu-Gi-Oh! Worlds with the YCS there. Like, Konami is just really ripping the shreds. Your wallet. It's your boy V, and you Paisanos have a great day.